Alright, sorry about that, everyone. My PC crashed. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. The chaos energy was too strong, for real. It just took out my PC. Alright, hopefully that doesn't happen again. It can make this a real short stream if my computer decides it doesn't want to work today. Apparently, I haven't said enough prayers to the machine spirit. It's unhappy. I was thinking of getting some AdMech models, yeah. Woo. Looks pretty good. Usually when I sketch things out, I sketch them out with black, just because it's got really good coverage. So, you know, while I'm sketching out my freehand, I don't have to worry about, you know, bad coverage from my paint. It just goes on one coat. You get some nice, solid color. Super cool yellow scheme for them. Ooh, people need to stop making cool stuff for real. There's too much cool stuff around. The temptation is too strong. My wallet can't take it anymore? For real. Maybe instead of doing a yellow AdMech scheme, you could just make a yellow knight. It's a possibility. I didn't even finish this one. No. Personally, I think because of the whole, Dreadblades thing, where you can have, canonically there's like, random knights that are, traveling around with your house and fighting with you. I think I'm gonna have my Despoiler and my Cerastus Knight both be a different scheme from the rest of my knights. I think that's gonna be pretty cool. I can't see myself painting yellow on a knight. It seems super miserable. Yeah. It would definitely be a challenge. I have seen some really cool yellow knights though. Let me see if I can pull one up real quick because yeah, I saw this one that I was really impressed with. Almost made me want to paint the Yellow Knight. Almost. The algorithm is not cooperating. I'll find it later and I'll post it in the Discord. Although this one I also really like this scheme. It's like an orange and a light blue. I could see myself doing this scheme. It looks banging. Oh, here it is. Maybe? What? I clicked on the post and it disappeared. I spend a good amount of time scrolling through Instagram looking at other people's schemes. They got some good ones. Alright, look at this. Instagram, 3 out of 10 app. So here's the night, right? Click on it. And it's like, oh, you wanted to see this orc boy? No. I wanted to see the Chaos Knight. Alright. Whatever you say, buddy. Anyway. So a lot of this stuff actually isn't too hard to do. Chaos Stars are actually not bad in terms of freehand, mostly because if things aren't quite symmetrical, or you know, like you mess up a little bit, like that's okay because it's a Chaos Star, right? Like it's not. It's not going to be a super crisp. You're not going to get super crisp arrows and lines anyway. So it's a pretty forgiving freehand. Oh yeah, what game did you land on? Also, did you pick up anything at in the Steam summer sale? Nice, nice. Getting rocked by the worm in Dune doesn't sound fun right now. Nice. Yeah, one of my friends picked up the Dune game, and they really enjoyed it. Or sorry, have been enjoying it, I guess. Yay! Look at that! Speak and he shall appear. I picked up TTS, but to be honest, I'm not sure I'll even play it. Fair enough, yeah. Isn't that the whole point of the Steam Summer Sale? To pick up games that you might not even play, but they're $5, so like, why not? So this middle one, I think I'm gonna do like a lens effect, but the side eyes are too small, so I think I'm just gonna do like a slight glow effect around them. Well, that's about 1,000 spite. No. Gotta respect the worm, bro. Nobody respects the worm more than me. Doesn't really appreciate it though. Rip. I get the rave behind TTS, but I really feel like it kills the essence of what I enjoy from playing 40k. The feeling of rolling the dice cannot be topped. Yeah. Also for me, like a lot of the hobby is the minis, right? So when I'm playing with not my minis, it's kind of like, I don't know, it's just not as fun for me personally. But I definitely think I want to try TTS. At least to learn 10th, because I haven't played 10th yet. I haven't played 10th edition yet. And I'm like, at this point, I'm like, is it weird to ask someone to play a learner's game for 10th edition? At this point, just hold out till 11th. Yeah, facts. The armor is so pretty, I think you should leave it at parade ready. Yeah. No need to weather it? Okay, but it's chaos, right? They're not called the forces of pretty parade ready armor. They're called the forces of chaos, right? Heresy. How chaotic for all the others to be dirty and this one to be shiny. Ooh. You know? Kind of a valid point. Need to grab my white real quick. Because and I have to kind of update the lens effect on the other Model 2 here. I'm such chaos, not even dirt will touch me. The lens effect tends to work a lot better when you get, and I boofed it. Get some white in there. Actually grab my smaller brush here. Alright, now we take our Doomfire Magenta. To be honest, I wish someone would ask me for a learner game so I can just chill with a beer and try rules I don't get to try very often. Hey, you know? Yeah, I never thought about that. I always just thought it would be a little boring for somebody to do like a learner's game, but you know, from that perspective, I don't feel so bad about asking. All my friends have been, so I need to put some new person, you know, pull some new person straight from the warp, yeah. Just yoink them out. Make your own warp. There's games I've done in the past. I just like using the grenade stratagem because I almost never use it. That's fun. Is this why people have kids to play learners games, yo? Build a psyker grenade. Find new people to play Warhammer? No. Create your own people to play Warhammer. Nice saturated magenta glaze. Make sure we retain that that nice color. Socialize. Simply not possible. Thanks. All right, it's time. Do some weathering here. Now, actually, I have to start with a little bit of what I did yesterday, which was some teal verdigris on the copper. Because the second War Dog I'm doing didn't have the copper done yesterday, so. Okay. We get out our trusty sponge. There's truly nothing better than a sponge. I have my tweezers here. Nothing better than a sponge. Let people guess what you mean by that. Yeah, what was the other one? My normal method is popsicle sticks and sticky tack. Is that what it was? Reticle sponge and go. Need a tracker to remember? Yeah. Need to write this down. I think I'm gonna stick with just some light weathering for this one. A little bit of a compromise. Does Twitch hold on to old chats? I don't think it does. I don't think I ever asked, but what's everyone's favorite Space Marine chapter? Well, mine is Dark Angels, for sure. No doubt. Blame my 2 brain cells. Yo. All good. What's your favorite chapter? I'm actually trying to think, but I don't think I know. I don't think I know yours actually. Crimson Fists, nice. I like almost all of them to some extent. Yeah, except for Salamanders. That's the only exception. Vulcan being built like a barn door, yeah. Yeah, I was trying to think about, Space Marine chapters that I don't like. Um, there aren't many. I would say maybe White Scars, but it's not that I don't like them. It's just that I don't like them, you know. I just don't think they're as cool as the other chapters. And maybe that's just because I haven't read a lot of lore, that many. I haven't read that many cool stories about the chapter and whatever. Because generally, the more lore you learn about the chapter, the more you're like, oh, this is cool, right? Like, I see why people like them. This is a lot of interesting stories that make this chapter interesting and different. But White Scars just don't really do it for me. And also, maybe it's because I like Dark Angels, and Dark Angels have the Raven Wing, which is kind of just, White Scars' whole thing, except cooler, I think. Oops. Wrong purple. I think Salamanders are definitely my least favorites. Raven Guard. The monologues, yo. Yeah, Raven Guard. Raven Guard, I also haven't heard a whole lot about them, but Ninja Space Marines is pretty cool. So they get points for being Ninja Space Marines. Salamanders I kind of like. But I like them because the flamer, the whole like fire aesthetic I think is cool. I think Vulcan is kind of boring as a character because he's a perpetual. It means that most of his fights are just him dying like infinitely. And you're like he's kind of just a punching bag, right? Which, yeah, I think is a little boring. But He literally left his sons to farm some wheat. He got his dad skills from the Emperor. Facts. Yeah. No. God, why? This one chain keeps breaking off, and I'm not sure why. Like, why is it just this one? I haven't had any problems with any of the other hanging chains. Like, do I need to come in and pin it? Like... Alright. Got some good chipping and weathering on the armor plates. And at this point, I think I could leave it here if I wanted to. I think I'm going to do a little bit more for the bone, and I'm going to do a little bit more on the the verdigris and rust that I did, just to make it stand out a little bit more. I hope the Emperor's holy light shines bright for you today. Thank you, Custodes. How's it going? Don't look at the, yeah, don't look at the symbols. You might not like them. Thank you for the follow, though. I appreciate it. How's it going, Custodes? You doing good today? Heresy detected. Yeah, oops. Might be granted upon 3 praises of the Emperor. Here, let Hold on. Let me. All right, I paid my tithes to the Imperium 3 times over. How about that? I'm worried I'm about to have chaos shoved in my face. No, I paid my tithes. Praise the Emperor. Don't hurt me. Yo, anything to prevent the custodian guard from knocking on my door. Exterminatus order rescinded. Yo. Those points would have been better paid to the War Master, you know. Somebody say custodes? Yeah. We got a actual custodian guard in chat right now. Yo, it's her eye twitching. Yo. Alright, what was I doing before I had to scramble to save my life? Oh yeah. Highlighting skulls. Inserting custodian into the Discord? Yeah. Go for it, bro. If you wanna join the Discord, go for it. Mostly it's just it's a lot of people posting like hobby progress and stuff. So if you wanna join, post models that you're currently painting or just your favorite models that you have painted in the past, like go for it. You will find nothing but blood for the blood god. Oh no. Hey, what's going on, Wolf? You doing good today? Nice. Infiltration complete. And purification commenced. Purge the heretics. Alright, let's see here. So, one of the things that I did was, if you look at like the rest of the chassis, we got some like aged, battered steel. And then from the chains that are hanging off, I went for like just more like a basic rusted look, just to like make them stand out against the chassis. Now you can see it's got a very different appearance. So to further that, I'm gonna kind of enhance the rust effect. Generally for like iron rust, I do like Doomble Brown, Scrag Brown, Trollslayer Orange. Like on these three colors are the standard, and then for like copper verdigris, I go Sotek Green, Temple Guard Blue, and Gauss Blaster Green. I thought Custodes were still napping on the Emperor's toes. The singular bit of paint is distracting me for no reason. Yeah, sorry. I'm one of those that likes to test my paint on my thumb. Yeah. A lot of times my thumb will get, have a lot of paint on it. At least paint your entire hand, lol, yeah. Maybe I should. Well, paint never hurt anybody. Although sometimes when when I'm like priming, because I have an airbrush, right? And I use like the Vallejo black surface primer. The tips of my fingers will turn black because I'm like holding the model, and that looks a little creepy sometimes. I'm just walking around with like blackened fingertips. Kind of looks like my hand is decaying a little bit. All right, so I already added the Doomble Brown as like a sweeping applied it almost like a wash, and then removed it from the raised surfaces. Now I'm taking a more targeted approach with the Scrag Brown to get some areas that have more rust than others. I just finished painting a combat patrol of Ultramarines. Nice! It looked like I had frostbite. Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes, huh? Nice. Do you play a lot of Combat Patrol, or is it or is your friend starting an Ultramarines army? Just out of curiosity, because actually Dark Mage and I were having this conversation I think yesterday, about Spearhead and Combat Patrol, and how like Spearhead is more widely played as like its own game system, whereas Combat Patrol is just used as like a discount box for larger 40K. Oh, okay. I'm the go-to for people who can't paint very well. That's awesome, actually. You got your own, like, commission studio set up at your local Warhammer shop. That's awesome. No, I don't. I don't know, it kind of sounds like it. Don't even charge, yeah. Fair enough. But that's really cool. It's I personally like painting like a lot of different things. Like even if I don't collect the army, like I enjoy painting models from other factions. Part of the reason why I like Kill Team, because you can just buy like a Kill Team box and paint up like a different scheme, a different faction. It sounds like a lot of fun. I would love to see you paint Thousand Suns. Okay, okay. I don't mind painting them. They're supplying paints, which I think is fair. Yeah. Yeah, I mean that seems fair. You get some like you get some nice hobbying time. Let me see what I can do. I might grab a T-Sun's Sorcerer or something to paint. I like what I did with the Blood Angels models, where like I just grab a couple like a couple characters from a faction and I paint them up. I think that's a lot of fun too. So maybe I'll do that with T-Sons as well, or really just any other faction that you guys want to see me paint on stream. I'm down to just grab a character or so. Put aside 3 hours a few times a week. Yeah, that's awesome. That's one of the reasons I started streaming was to just put aside, you know, a few hours a week to just paint. I love a good consistent like painting schedule. Potentially go with the new T-Sons robots. Yeah, that'd be cool. The Sekitar robots. Hella backed up. Oh no. So many sets to pay for people. Got Blood Angels to do next, which I'm gonna enjoy. Yeah, that's awesome. I did enjoy painting Blood Angels. My brain stopped working. I did enjoy painting Blood Angels, is what I meant to say. I painted Mephiston and Lamarties are the two models I painted, and I was thinking about picking up like the Sanguinor as well to paint. But I haven't decided yet. But yeah, kind of like, you know, I wanted to do like, yeah, like a more classic Blood Angels scheme with Mephiston. Lamarties is like the Death Company, and then the gold armor of like the Sanguinary Guard and stuff. I've been talked into painting for the night. Okay, you convinced me. I'll do some hobbying. What I really want though is like a massive figurine of the Emperor to paint. Need to get a 3D printer. Yeah, that would be pretty awesome. I have a 3D printer, but I don't think I've seen like a large 3D model of the Emperor, like. Like I don't know if I've seen that I can just grab. I'll probably finish off my Steel Legion Commissar. Nice. Sounds like a nice quick project to finish. Nothing like some nice, like, really rusty hooks. And then after you know all the heavy rusting we did, just come back in and apply like a few bits of the steel metallic back in, so you get that like you get that contrast between the like the matte heavily rusted parts to then the shiny metallic. It kind of gives you like a cool effect on the chains. I have an urge to play Space Marine 2. Custodes and Dark Mage just switch hobbies. They tag out. Not my fault they made a Warhammer 40 Adeptus Custodes game. Yeah. I have to work with what I got, exactly. High key, they should add a Custodian Guard as a playable character in Space Marine 2, but like just in the siege mode, you know? You get like just like one custodian guard against like just hordes of Tyranids. They haven't made a game that I can play as a hot Drukhari pirate. Nope. Yep, definitely haven't made that game. Now we do the same process with our copper here. Paints need to be shaken up a little bit, huh? I really do like painting verdigris on copper. Like, I just think it looks so good. Maybe I just like the color teal, you know? demolished an entire bag to work that off at the gym later. It didn't stand a chance. Dude, I missed some bits. Uh-oh. Right now, I don't have any snacks, but I am running the triple threat. I got coffee, water, and my paint cup on my desk at the same time. Because I like to live life dangerously. Sweet tooth is my weakness. I've worked hard to get to this point, yeah. Sweet tooth will always get you. Recently, I've been loving this store near me has some really good like chocolate peanut butter cups. Just like kind of just like Reese's, but I think they're better. Dude, I crush those. They're just too good. Except Christmas, I don't do healthy at Christmas. Fair enough, I mean... Oh, a good old Christmas feast. Always banging. Apparently I missed a lot of copper with my initial teal wash. Does at Christmas mean between Thanksgiving and Valentine's Day? Cause same. Yeah? Yo. Does around Christmas mean half the year? Cause same. Do I by chance play Space Marine 2? I do. I haven't been playing it recently because I've been a bit preoccupied. I started playing I've been playing Darktide. Thanksgiving is non-existent. Oh. Yeah, fair. Thanksgiving to Christmas is like, cause both are like big feast holidays, right? And they're right next to each other. It can be not great for health. Halloween? birthday to January 2nd. When's your birthday? Is it like really close to Christmas? Yeah, do you guys celebrate Halloween? It's very close to Christmas? Got it. At all the British people in chat. Halloween? Question mark? Cause that's another one where it's just like it goes Halloween. Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, month after month after month. We don't really celebrate Halloween. Got it. Most people go trick-or-treating, but it's not a massive thing. Got it. Yeah, a lot of people do, in America, a lot of people do trick-or-treating if you're younger, but then as you get older, it just turns into, a party. So you just like have a bunch of, it's just an excuse to like have a bunch of people over and have a themed party. Which, to be fair, that's how a lot of American holidays are. They're just like, have a party, but have it be themed. Spooky day with the current state of America. It is in fact quite spooky over here currently. You're not wrong. But it's not the fun kind of spooky, right? Like Halloween is the watching a live rerun of the Titanic. Yeah. Oh. Dark Mage doesn't like Halloween? Uh-oh. Rip. I find Halloween weird. It is very interesting to see the differences between like America and Britain in terms of like holidays and stuff. I usually turn off my lights and pretend no one is home so no one comes trick-or-treating at my door. Fair enough, fair enough. A reason to eat pizza, watch Hocus Pocus? Bro. Wow. It's a very specific set of things to do. If you have a group of kids knocking on your door Any other day it's weird, but for Halloween it is acceptable. Yeah, it is definitely... It's definitely a weird thing to do. It kind of makes you wonder, like, how did this start? Like, everyone hates door-to-door salesmen, but what if we had our kids go door-to-door asking for candy? You go begging for sweets? Yeah. On Halloween, it's still weird, lol. Yeah. How do Americans celebrate a British holiday more than the British do? We're angrier. Fair enough. We celebrate a lot of holidays, like a lot, for weird reasons. Another one is St. Patrick's Day. Like, there's no reason we should celebrate St. Patrick's Day the way we do. But St. Patrick's Day is a huge party in America. Although not even like all of America, just like certain cities. A Celtic holiday, yeah. And for some reason we took that and we were like, you know, it'd be awesome if we took this holiday and turned it up to 11. Turn it up to 11 for no reason. Maybe we just have less hot dogs and explosions. In fact, you don't have enough hot dogs and explosives. Family is part Irish, so I like St. Patrick's Day. Somehow Americans still celebrate it more than I do. Yeah. It's just an excuse to dye the river green. It is. Yeah, I live in Chicago, and every year it's a huge party. We dye the entire river green. Everyone starts drinking at 4 a.m. Like, it's a whole thing. I'm X or I'm Y, bro, you're American? Yeah, that is true. Some families, some families will like really hold on to their heritage and culture. But a lot of them are just American, yeah. And they don't really have a lot of connection to their ancestral homes. Trying so hard to be anything other than American. That is true. There are better things to be nowadays. Yeah, I know where I'm going next St. Patty's Day. Yeah, you want to come over? Yo, it's lit here. The only thing I know about my familial land is how to swear. Took the important stuff and dished the rest, yo. How to swear in another language. The rest, not important. I mean, all Americans are English? I'll bet. Haven't been British in several hundred years. Yeah, we actually just celebrated not being British, actually. Desecration Day. Yup. That's what we call it too, for sure. Call it close call day. Yeah, Black Friday. You're welcome. That is a solid contribution to the rest of the world that we made. There aren't many of those. But Black Friday is a good one, for sure. Thank America for capitalism. No. Is also the Philippines Independence Day from America? Really? I didn't know that. That's wild, actually. Yeah, I think it's a really nice concept. It does encapsulate Thanksgiving quite well. 'Cause in reality, Um, it's a little weird. When they gained independence from Spain, but then America was like very American of us. Yeah. Big yikers. Yeah. There was no profit. Of course, yeah. Didn't justify the desired result anymore, yeah. That tended to happen with a lot, because while Britain did own like a third of all land on planet Earth, I think they overextended a little bit. Cope. I mean, that is what happened. Turns out it's really hard to fight a war across the Atlantic Ocean, and not very profitable either. It's not as bad as trying to fight Russia during the winter, but it comes pretty close. Fighting a war across the ocean is not a good position to be in. Too broke to carry it on. Not like we wanted to give it away. Yeah. We'll have to ask him. Let's call up who was the king at the time? It's like King George the 16th. Call him up. Practice some necromancy real quick. Ask him what the reason was. Haven't you seen Hamilton? No, I have not actually. But I remembered his name, King George. I just don't remember the number tacked on. Uh-oh, unless it was Henry. I'm now less confident in my answer. Then the French would have swooped in? Yeah. For us. Yeah. Then it collapsed the French government. To be fair, the French government collapses a lot, just in general. George III, according to Google's. That's what I thought. I knew it was George, but the numbers always confuse me. Because half the European monarchs all have the same name, and you're like, bro, instead of tacking on a number, can you please just pick a different name? It made history class very annoying. Especially France, bro. When France started getting into the double digits, and you're like, and then you get to the test, and it's like, what was King Louis the 13th? What did he do? And then you're like, all right, what about King Louis the 17th? What did he do? And you're like, bro, they got the same name. Surprised you learned about other countries' histories? Yeah, we learned a lot about other countries' histories, actually, in school. I mean, mostly because a lot of it had to do with us, right? As you pointed out, France was like helping us with the revolution, and you know, our important historical documents like the Declaration of Independence is based on documents like the French that came out of like the French Revolution. It's like the Magna Carta. So a lot of those histories kind of help frame American history. I learned about European countries' history. Yeah, this is true. We learn a lot about European history. We learn about Chinese history, but there are quite a few. Countries that just don't get talked about. For some reason, I don't know. Yeah, the World War's definitely a big reason, or a big topic. In the history classes. Have quite varied names. Yeah, that's true. France, I think, was the biggest offender. Yeah. I'll just leave it at that. France was the biggest offender of same-named monarchs. Again, now that I'm done with kind of applying the verdigris to certain areas. Just kind of come in with a copper metallic to touch up certain areas and add that contrast of shiny copper in certain areas, kind of peeking through the rust. Adds kind of a nice effect. History classes. Trying to learn the difference between the 50 states in our own country. That is fair. There is quite a lot there. Yo, William the First, William the Second, Henry, Stephen. Hey, that's pretty good. Richard John. Edward from memory? Bro. That's crazy. So in America, we we learn all the 50. That is impressive. Yeah, for real. In America, we learn about all the presidents and stuff, and we have to take a test. We have to take a test like once in elementary school on all the presidents, and then they don't care after that. Is it a similar thing in the UK? Do you learn about all the monarchs? There have been 47 presidents. I don't know any of them. Yeah, same actually. Like I said, we had to learn all the presidents like once in like 3rd grade. I know like 5. Yeah, the first one's pretty easy. George Washington. They talk about him a lot. Let me tell you, my dad knows all of them. And my dad is very proud of the fact that he knows all the presidents. um, in order and all that. And he's always like, it's a shame that you don't. And I'm just like, sorry. sorry to be disappointing. But I don't know any of them. There used to be a show called Horrible Histories in the UK. One of the songs they had based it. Oh, that's interesting. It's very popular in school. No, a decent number of your presidents too, actually? Well. See, now I feel bad. I don't know any of them. One of them died like 30 days after being elected and got pneumonia and died. Yeah, it happens. It happens. I know. I said I know none of them, but I think I know an okay number, I think. There were a number of presidents that were around during like wars and stuff that I remember, because you kind of double up on those ones, right? Where you learn about them as a president, but then when you learn about the wars and stuff, you learn about them again, so it kind of helps them stick in your brain. Buchanan? That's not a president. I don't believe it. Another gap in my memory till Roosevelt. Bro, why do you know so many? Made the national park system. I remember because of teddy bears, obviously. Of course. As you should. Not terribly big on it, as I hate the royal family, but I know the important ones, like Richard III, body found under a car. What? Why was his body found under a car? What happened? Hoover, Roosevelt, Truman, yeah. Eisenhower, Kennedy, Johnson. Bro, you're just a machine. Whoa. You got one of them, like, encyclopedic memories? I could not remember that many names, even if I tried. Photographic memory? Yeah? Oh, okay, that makes sense. I was like... That's incredible, actually. Not fully photographic, but extremely good. That's amazing. You're like a real-life superhero. Like... Now do your prime ministers. You know, why? Because I can't remember shit. Yeah, the opposite. I have the opposite of photographic memory, where I don't remember anything I've seen. Not gonna lie, I might be done with these guys. I ended up going a lot further than I was going to initially, just because sitting here yapping. But why? What does that mean? Shall we say name every prime minister from 1990? Yo. That's okay. We believe you. I know you know them all. You don't have to. I'll save you the trouble of having to type it all out in the chat. Bang bang. Custodes is like my fingers were getting tired from typing. Thank goodness. Because people didn't know him. Oh, don't like him. 2 cars that were Jaguars. That's an interesting nickname. And by interesting, I mean that's not a good nickname. What did you call him? That's NSFW? Oh no. Yeah, you can DM it to me. What is it? Yo. Wilding out with these nicknames, huh? Yeah. Yeah. That's actually too funny. The gif of I've done nothing wrong ever in my whole life with Magnus is too funny. No! No! Yo. David Cameron, huh? That's wild. And a prime minister who, during his campaign to stay no on air. Ah. Dude, that's like the classic like someone is on a Zoom call and they forget to turn off their camera and they like stand up and they're in their underwear, like except so much worse. Alright, because I got nothing else going on today, I am just gonna sit here on stream for a little bit longer, but I am kind of done with the War Dogs. So you know what? I'm gonna switch to different War Dogs. Because I have these two boys and they were modeled as brigands, but brigands now are not good, so that's why we magnetize. And they're getting turned into stalkers, so check DMs. Uh-oh. That shit happens here and no one cares, unfortunately. That does happen here. No! Check if the chick's out at the... No! People here will rip you apart for the slightest weakness, yeah. My dream, politicians being held accountable for their words and actions. Imagine, yo. Yo. Hid in a freezer to avoid the press. To be fair, I would also hide in a freezer to avoid the press. That is, I could see myself doing that. Yeah, I can just imagine Um, I can just imagine that guy's like PR team watching the interview and being like, "Oh, that went so well," and then it continues to be on live, and they hear him like talking in the car, and they're like, "Call him quick! Get him to stop talking, please!" He uttered a curse, and the whole world got COVID-19. Ah, it was his fault, huh? They all piss in the same pot, yeah. He's eating the cats and dogs. Yes. On a bit of a different topic, I got reminded of this because of the COVID-19 comments. But did you guys see that they started using the Curse of Ra to help try and cure leukemia? I was thinking of him uttering the ancient curse. You can't not see this? Alright, bet. I'll watch it after stream. You saw that? Yeah. So like there's this like fungus that grows in the pharaoh tombs, and that's widely considered to be like what the Curse of Ra is. You know, where people open the tombs and then they die mysteriously afterwards. They just got like a weird fungal infection from this stuff that's growing in these ancient tombs. But scientists were able to take that and use it to like kill leukemia cells. So they're trying to like turn the quote unquote the Curse of Ra into a cure for cancer. which is pretty awesome. I have to say that is a top tier juice for the Curse of Ra. And like I'm here for it. Those are the kinds of headlines that I want to see, you know? That's what I want my newsfeed to look like. Top tier fungal infection, yeah, for sure. 10 out of 10 would recommend, yeah. Of course, they have to make sure that it doesn't kill you as well. So I don't think it's ready to I don't think it's quite ready to use, but I'm so here for it. I play Space Marine 2 on PC. And I think it's cross-platform, so it doesn't matter. Yes. I thought I saw that, but I wasn't sure. Yeah, there are, I thought I set up, there is a video game conversation chatting channel that we haven't been using in my Discord. I think there are quite a few people that play Space Marine 2 in the Discord. That would probably be interested. Not saying that I'm not interested, but the time zone might be an issue for like playing consistently, you know? Because it's like what, like five hours? Question mark? Difference maybe? Something like that. Already offended, chicken, yeah. Yeah, I'd be down to play. I do think I have to download the big update that they added for Siege mode. I haven't played it yet, and it's something like 50 gigabytes. Like the big old chonker update. To be honest, my sleep schedule is fucked, so at times because time zone isn't much of an issue. Got it. Fair enough. Ping playing across the ocean is ass. Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, because Space Marine 2, you play off the host. Been playing. It's been fine? Huh. Nice. I do remember having huge ping issues sometimes with Space Marine 2. Cause I think you connect to the host's computer when you play or something. I played with someone on the East Coast. It was like 180 ping. That sounds terrible. Maybe it's just a skill issue though, Dark Mage. You haven't set enough prayers to your Wi-Fi router. And so it's actually your fault that you're having these ping issues. Played with someone in Australia and had 310 ping. That's crazy. I would say that's unplayable. I think, honestly, anything up. Yeah, you can pray to the machine spirit in your Wi-Fi. Exactly. Go get the incense. Start it up. The prayers of activation must be completed. Take my money so I can't buy good Wi-Fi. Lol. But yeah, honestly, anything above like 150 ping, I think is pretty unplayable for most games. Amnesia sucks passing on, yo. See, you say things like that. That's why you got that's why you got the ping issues. Heretic, yeah. Hold on, gotta... There we go. Oh. Automod's been picking up some of your messages. Custodes. That's so funny. It's just heating resources. I mean, I came back from the Holy Void, you know. Exterminatus. Actually, have either of you started watching Kill Lupercal yet? On Warhammer TV. I saw the first 2 episodes, and I have to say, as like a Knights player, it is quite enjoyable. I've watched all the episodes available. What's it called? It's called Kill Lupercal. It's on Warhammer TV, and it's a show about a... Yeah, you stream it on Warhammer TV. It made me buy Chaos Knights. It's a super cool show. Yeah, it is a really cool show. It's essentially about a... the pilot of a warlord titan that's on Terra during the Siege of Terra, and it's trying to kill Horus. And so you get a bunch of, like, you know, the inner workings of, like, these enormous warlord titans and how they interface with the machine spirit. Really cool. Yeah, I love that they show the bond between the Titan and the Princeps. Yeah, it's really cool. So yeah, I highly recommend trying to kill the Archtraitor. Yeah, it's a really cool show. It's a nice plot. Sadly, you know that they failed. But interesting show nonetheless. I believe you misspelled War Master. Yeah. They do use both. Sometimes they call him the War Master. Sometimes they call him the Arch Traitor. super interesting from like an in the moment kind of thing, right? Where they're still like, wait, they're like, wait, do we still call him the War Master? Or like... They're like, technically, he's still the War Master, right? It made for a good story, though. It did. It did make for a good story. I would like to see, though, like, at some point in the Kill Lupercal show, if they could show the part of the Siege of Terra where Sanguinius, like, takes down a Titan, that'd be really cool. I think he takes down a couple of them, actually. With like his bare hands. give me that. Let me see that real quick. Get some sandpaper real quick. Yeah. I'm looking forward to the show headed by Henry Cavill. Yes, I am with Dark Mage where I'm cautiously optimistic, but mostly because I'm not sure it's gonna happen, you know? Like, like I'm not sure, I'm still not convinced that it's actually going to like get finished and air. It's been greenlit, I know, but like, I don't know. I haven't seen enough about it recently to convince me that it's actually gonna like that it's actually gonna air, you know? We simply don't know enough about it for the hype. I mean, yeah, we'll see. I think Henry Cavill is passionate enough about Warhammer for it to be good. I think it'll be, if it comes out, I think it'll be great. But yeah, Dark Mage, I have a new respect for those super heavy tanks after watching it in the show. That was crazy. A good show comes from other actors being passionate. The special effects have to be banging. Yeah, that's true. Need some good special effects. The other actors also need to be passionate. Who they do it on and when? Yeah. Could be really cool. Fingers crossed. If it's Space Marine versus Space Marine, it would be a bit boring. Yeah, it could be. Like you said, we don't have a whole lot of info on what it's gonna be, so it's kind of hard to speculate at the moment. $30K? Unification Wars. Unification Wars would be cool. $30K would be cool. Something like... Yeah, something like the War of the Beast would be cool. Yeah, TV shows aren't just for the existing fans. Yeah. But, yeah, I feel like orcs in general would be okay for like a Warhammer show, because orcs aren't really a unique concept to Warhammer, right? Like, a lot of people, like, people know what orcs are, right? Like, and so it's not something like Necrons, right? Where, like, you would have to explain a lot of backstory for people to understand, like, what they are. I need y'all to lower your expectations a lot. Yeah. I'm expecting it to be in Ultramarines. Expectation, standards, whatever, but anyways... Yeah, I agree. But we are getting some, like, really nice shows out of GW on Warhammer TV, which I think is kind of boosting what our expectations are, because, you know, Warhammer TV is in a position where they can make content specifically for Warhammer people, right? Like, they don't really have to cater to a wider audience, because it's on their own streaming platform, right? The only people that are going to be watching it are Warhammer fans. The show will have whatever Henry Cavill makes. We'll have to cater to, you know, non-Warhammer fans. Although I think Space Marine 2 did a great job of catering to non-Warhammer fans and still being like very good. So it can definitely be done. What is the easiest way into the lore? I'd argue nowhere. It is very tough. To find a place to start. TV is the easiest by far. Yes, I agree. A TV show would be far and away the easiest. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they started with somewhere like the Unification Wars and then moved into like the Great Crusade and then, you know, like like really just start at the beginning, right? Kind of. I think 40k would be best way for it to go because they'd have to be way more creative, have way more creative direction. Yeah. That is true. The Fallout TV show was very well done. Be right back, 1 sec. Sounds good. I think this is a... They're looking pretty good at this point. Can take some... Actually, I have this bowl of water for my sponges. Commandeer this really quick. Gotta make sure all the sanding and scraping of plastic that I did doesn't leave any or doesn't create any weird spots on the model when I prime it. Was that Amazon or was that the director, Jonathan Nolan? Yeah. I mean, I think a little bit of both, right? Like Amazon's budgets kind of gave him room to make something really cool. They enabled him. Both. I know I'm sounding like a negative Nancy. This is what the Borderlands movie has done to me. Yeah. I didn't see the Borderlands movie, but I did hear a lot of people were not happy about it. Which is too bad. But on the other hand, Borderlands 4 looks like it's gonna be banging. So I'm pretty excited about Borderlands 4. Just from the stuff that I've seen about it. I mean, I was probably gonna buy it anyway, like no matter what. Because I'm a Borderlands fan. But I think it looks great. He lies, he's a massive nerd, yeah. Yeah. Massive nerd. Caught. What gave it away? Was it the Warhammer models or what? The only issue is now I have to wait for these to dry before I... It was the sticking your pinky out when you paint, lol. You caught me. Wow. Proven without a doubt. There are no doubts now. Yeah, exactly. I also have these... the legs for the spoiler that I'm trying to clean up currently. I have quite a bit more work with like green stuff to do. But I can do a little sanding on certain parts before I do that. But yeah, basically I have to kind of... This was just to give it some structure, and then I have to come in and add the texturing and stuff. I'm gonna get going. Have a good rest of your stream. Hey, thanks for hanging out, Dark Mage. Hopefully I'll see you again on the next stream. Have a great rest of your day. Stuck with just me now, Sloth? Yo. No, I'm stuck. No, just kidding. I don't know if I asked you, but what armies do you collect, Gustos? Me too, but I'm playing Warframe. Got it. Okay. Alright, I know you collect customs, alright, but do you collect other armies? Do you even need to ask? Space Wolves have a weakness for tall, muscly, hairy superhumans, yo. I just think they're cool. Yeah, fair enough. Are you liking the new release? I don't think I've seen anyone hate on the Space Wolves release. I think it's awesome. I think they did a great job with the Space Wolves release. Space Wolves players are eating good. They're pretty cool by the looks of it, yeah. It's like, they really went to town on the head options too, which I think is really cool. Gives a lot of character to the Space Wolves models. I said JK. But also Space Wolves, yeah, they do look awesome. Looking nice. Some might even say fine. Oh, caught. Yeah. Thought I got away with it. Yeah, I collect Dark Angels, Chaos Knights. I have some AOS armies too. Like I have Sylvaneth. And I have some random models. Like like I said, I painted Mephiston and Lamarties. I got some random ones sprinkled in there. I have a few Blood Angels, yeah. Cause Sanguinius is cute AF, yeah. He is. He got that. He got his charisma stat bumped to 11, so. My Lord Primarch Zurio. Lamau. Facts. There's actually there's another viewer. His name is Evil. He's a big Blood Angels fan. Sadly, he hasn't been around a lot recently because he's in school and he's got a lot of finals coming up, so he has to study. But keep getting distracted from the model to that paint mark. Let's see if I can rub it away real quick. There you go. I probably should have done that earlier. Problem solved. But yeah, let me tell you, reposing the legs of a knight, not worth it, honestly. Like I still have a lot of work to go, and too many hours sunk into this already. Kit was just not made to be reposable. Apologize for my brain. Oh, no worries, bro. It was an easy enough fix. Scrape a little acrylic paint off. No worries. I'm a tall boy with a small brain. Yeah, it happens sometimes. Except when it comes to historical figures. Then you got the biggest brain. Doesn't that noise go right through you? Yeah. Yeah, because I reposed the legs, I also reposed I had to repose the feet. And I had trouble with a bunch of the, like the connecting pistons. I'm gonna have to... I have to fix that up here. Yo, what? Paying your ties to the Imperium. Let's go. Thank you so much. The Emperor thanks you for your contribution to the Imperium. Should I skip the gym tonight and just go tomorrow? Nah, you should go to the gym. I'm thinking about wrapping it up here anyway. I'm getting kind of hungry. Hey, I am all right. Is it more supportive to say, yeah, you should skip the gym, or is it more supportive to be like, you should go to the gym, it's healthy for you, you know? Like, which one is more supportive? The former? Alright. Bet. Don't go to the gym. You should skip it. You should stay home and play Space Marine 2 instead. Good idea. Lamau. I'm stuck on this level, so I could try and grind it out. Yeah. What level are you stuck on? Oh, doing a rerun of the campaign? Got it. Just after you take down the hive ship? Got it. Keep getting killed for some reason. Yeah, it can be tough sometimes. Just like the way the horde spawns, like what kinds of enemy it spawns can make things kind of tough sometimes. That's what makes it fun, though. You got that like roguelike kind of element with different enemies being spawned and stuff. Not when you get that game rage like I do, lol. Yo, fair. Fair. I can't afford to keep replacing the remotes, lol. RIP. All right. I think these legs are about as cleaned up as I can get them before I actually finish the work I need to do on these legs. I also need to do a bit of sanding on the resin bits, but I have to do that. I have to do that outside and with my mask on. So can't do that on stream. But yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap up stream around here. Oh. I will be streaming again tomorrow around the same time. Crying already. It's okay, I'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow if you're around. I hope you have a great rest of your day, Custodes. Thank you for hanging out and watching. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you next time. At a party tomorrow? No! Alright, next week then. If a popular boy after all, of course, I can tell. If you're around next week, I'll be streaming again. So yeah, I try and keep my schedule up to date on Twitch, so you can kind of see what days and around what time I stream. But yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye. Yeah, you are on the Discord anyway, so make sure to post some of those space wolves and stuff. Expect memes? I think I have a meme